Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to make khichdi out of moong dal and quinoa. So quinoa is a substitute for rice, so it will be healthier version of my khichdi. And I'm going to use onions, tomatoes, garlic, all the spices, ginger, and I'll show you step by step how to make it. So the first step is to wash the lentils, moong dal, lentil and quinoa thoroughly and soak them for a few minutes before you start cooking. So to start with, I have about 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and I chopped up very thin onions, and I'm going to sizzle that and let the onions brown a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to put in all the dry spices. So in this spoon, I have cinnamon stick, cloves, peppercorn, and cumin seed. So it's going to fry with the onion. And this is a very important step. So the dry spices cook thoroughly. So you don't need to add any garam masala throughout the cooking. That's a very important step to remember. So now I'm going to add some cardamom seeds. Now cardamom has a beautiful flavor in any rice dish, but this is a quinoa dish, so it's a very important ingredient. So all the dry spices cook with the onions before you add anything else. So stay tuned. So this is the stage when you know that it's cooking well, because the smell and the aroma of all the dry spices, especially cardamom, is so nice and strong. At this point, I'm going to add the chopped up, well, I shredded garlic and ginger, and this is also a very important ingredient. So we're going to saute that for a few seconds, because we don't want the garlic to burn. So just a few seconds. And now I can smell the garlic. Wow, it's so beautiful in the kitchen here. So now it's time to put in all the tomatoes. We're going to let the tomatoes wilt, because we want them soft before we put all the spices in. So it will take about a few minutes. So the tomatoes are getting soft. Time to put in some turmeric powder and some chili powder and some salt. Thoroughly mix all the spices with the tomatoes, and now we are going to cover it for a few minutes so everything can cook properly before we add the other ingredients. So now I'm going to add the liquid. I have a cup of coconut milk. Coconut milk is very, very tasty in this dish. And coconut milk is very healthy too. Let that boil for a few minutes. So at this point, I'm going to add the mung bean dal. I soaked it for about half an hour before, well, I washed it and then I soaked it for half an hour, so it's nice and clean and soft. And we will let that boil for about 5 minutes. So mung bean dal will take a long time to cook, so quinoa will go later. So now you can see the moong dal is cooking nicely in the coconut water. Oh my god, I just tasted it, it's so tasty. I taste as I go, because then I know how much salt I need or spices. so you can add and add on as you go. In the meantime, as you can see, I have soaked the quinoa and washed it in about 3 or 4 waters until the water was clear. So it's very important that you soak the quinoa before you cook it. So after a few minutes of boiling the mung dal, now I'm going to add the quinoa. As I said, this is a substitute for rice, so it makes it healthy because quinoa is full of protein. So this will be no carb in this khichdi. It's going to be quinoa khichdi. So protein plus protein, because mung dal is also protein, makes a healthy khichdi. This is a very healthy, tasty dish. Now we're gonna close the pot and we'll let this cook on a slow heat for about 20 minutes. I just want to show you how beautiful it looks while it's cooking, all the colors and the texture of the gravy. Yeah, it's looking beautiful. So we don't touch that for about 20 minutes and the khichdi will be ready. So I just uncovered the pot to show you the progress. So the liquid is reducing and you can see the quinoa is cooking well. So I'm going to cover it again and let it cook for 10 more minutes. So there you go. You see what it looks like. It's beautiful. Everything is cooked perfectly, but it still needs few more minutes to simmer. And I'll show you, well, in about 5 minutes. So yeah, everybody, the khichdi is finally cooked. As you can see, it's perfectly cooked and all the grains are separate. And yeah, oh, what a show. I really am impressed with the khichdi today. It's going to be delicious. It's nice and warm, and as you can see, the quinoa grains are all separate and nicely cooked. You see how the quinoa grows. I don't know how many people know this green quinoa, but it's very, very nutritious, very, very healthy and full of protein. So the mung dal and quinoa khichdi is ready. I hope you like my recipe, and please like, share and subscribe, and please write comments. I would love to hear from you, and please try cooking this khichdi. It will be very, very satisfying, I can assure you that. So I'll see you in the next video. Until then, enjoy. Bye bye.